Hi, it's Mike at Phase 1, and today we're going to have our first look at the new Chauvet Intimidator Spot 260 IRC. Right, so what have we got here? It's a moving head. Yes, we know all that. And what's special about this one? Well, it's got quite a few features. It's more of a professional bit of equipment. It's at the higher end of the Chauvet range. Let me tell you, it's going to be nice and bright. It's got I've got my piece of paper down here because I can't remember these things. It's got a 75 watt LED in it. We've got a proper Omega hanging bracket system on the bottom, so it's just a twist and lock bracket. Very simple to use. I do like it when these are installed, more of a pro feature. So it's just a twist and lock bracket so you can hang it up on your rig. Features that I know this has just off the top of my head. I know it has a totem mode. Totem mode means it would sit on one of these totems very easily, and it will only ever face forward, so it's never going to come back on yourself pointing in the wrong direction, which I think is a great idea. Coming at the back of the unit, we've got PowerCon, which is always a good sign. PowerCon in and PowerCon out, and we've got DMX on 3-pin XLR in and out. Coming to the front of the unit, we've got this nice little display. Now we'll take some photos of this. It's a LCD colour display to access all the features of the unit, and you access that by the little buttons on the front, and it also can be controlled by one of these little IRC remotes. Now I did have a bit of a play around with this earlier. I think if you've got a head of this calibre, of this standard, I think if you want to control it, you will want to control it via DMX. Although I did access a couple of little features that I did like. I could black it out. I could knock this, so I could, when it was in sound mode and it was dancing around to the music that was playing, I could knock the sound mode off and it would go into auto mode, and what would happen is it would slow it down, which might be a nice feature for a first dance at a wedding or something like that. So if you don't want to get into the realms of DMX and it frightens you a little bit, and you want to know that you can just slow these heads down without having to program, you could basically knock these into auto mode and set the speed really slow so they'll move around the room nice and slowly, and then press the button and it will go back into sound mode and start whizzing around like it should do. So as much as it's a bit of a fiddly way to control things, but it's an added feature and it is in there. And one thing I will say, and I want a lot of manufacturers to take notice of what I'm going to say here, it's an IR remote, so it's line of sight, which means I have to be here for it to work. Now when I'm doing my show, I'm here and I want to point and change the program, it's not going to work. I have to come round to this side of the unit, and a lot of the manufacturers, this is not the only manufacturer that's fallen victim to this, we need to start putting the IR sensors on the back of the units. Make it so, please. Right, some of the other features that this head has, because it does have a lot of features, so I've had to write them down. It has got a motorised focus, so using the DMX desk we can make the focus on this work, but it also has this manual, a bit of a traditional, what you would normally with some of the cheaper moving heads or lesser spec moving heads, as this manual zoom. But what they are saying in the specifications here is that you can throw the light further by decreasing the beam angle using this manual zoom, so that if you narrow the beam angle it will throw further, which actually does make sense. So we've got a motorised focus and we can reduce the beam angle with this manual one on the front. We mentioned we've got totem mode. We've mentioned that also we can use it with the IRC. We've got DMX channels, we've got 8 or 14, and we've got colours, we've got 8 colours plus white and split colours. Gobos, we've got 7 Gobos plus an open, 6 metal and 1 glass included. They are all interchangeable. They're on a slot and lock system, which we're going to show you how that works in a second. And it weighs 5.6 kilos, and it's got a 3-facet prism. Later on in the video what we're going to do is, we're not going to sit loads of these up and sort of do a light show. We're going to stick this on our little DMX desk and we're going to go through the Gobos to show you the Gobos, we'll show you the prism, we'll show you the focus working, and we'll show you all the nice colours, just using it on a DMX desk and pointing it on a wall. As you can imagine, you can use these master and slave, so you can, if you're not familiar with this type of product, it will work sound to light. The sound to light will just pick up out of the atmosphere. You can link these together, use them as master and slave, so they'll all copy each other and do a show. But I think if you're looking at a product like this, you probably know what it's going to do. So all we're going to do in the demonstration room is we're going to put it on a DMX desk, and we'll show you some of the features we can access and how bright it is and some of the wonderful colours that this does produce. Right, let's see how easy it is to change the Gobos. There's not like putting yourself under a bit of pressure. Live on camera. There we go, so that's just removing the head. As we can see there, we can see right inside, there's a lot going on there, isn't there? Right, here's the Gobo wheel with all the Gobos. This is the colour wheel behind, right? And to pop a Gobo out, I've been told it's just a pull, and there it is, it comes out. Then if you're wanting to change that Gobo, inside there will be a little clip which you would remove. Go and get a replacement Gobo. People often ask me, where do you get replacement Gobos made? There's a fantastic company up in Newcastle called Projected Image. What we'll do is we'll put a link in the description to this video through to their website, and they can make Gobos of any size. But I think that was really easy to take out.
most times it's just using it to replace it because they simply either didn't dedicate themselves to finding the records or they're too lazy. So I'm not comfortable with convenience replacing artistry. That's basically just philosophical.
so that was a quick look at the Intimidator Spot 260 IRC from Chauvet. Really like that product. I thought the colours looked fantastic. I thought the Gobo's really nice. I thought it works very well on our little DMX desk. I think if you linked a few of these together on your show, I think it would look really, really good. For more information on more specs and more pricing information, click the link in the description to this video, which will be, the link will be down there somewhere, and it will take you through to our website. And also I'll put the link in there for my recommendation for getting some custom Gobos made. That's Mike at Phase 1. Cheers.